Good morning everyone, hope you're brilliantly fine and dandy, as you jolly well should be on a nice Saturday morning. I thought let's have a little look at some comments today, or at least for now. Don't know what else we might get up to, don't know yet, but I thought we could have a look at some comments. Ain't done any comments for a while, ain't mentioned anyone for a while, so let's have a little look, shall we? I'm just out here this morning, I thought I've got a lot to do. I've got to change a heater valve on the Matrix, on the camper van, on the Talbot Express. I've done a radiator last week. Last weekend I done the radiator. I've still got to do the heater valve, and I think I'm going to have to take the dash out, so I'm going to put it off a little bit. But I need to do it, got to get it done. Then I've got to fill the radiator up and do for bits and bobs. But RC wise, I've got loads I want to do, absolutely loads that I want to do. But let's read some comments. Now, some of these have been opened up, but I don't think I've read them yet. So we'll start from the very, very top. We got Nobody. Hello, Mr. Nobody. Hi, I'm from Germany and also have an Octane. And I can tell you from experience that if it runs out warm, it's purely a thermal problem. I think it means if the ignition it is hot, it's a thermal. I don't know. Oh no. Cylinder head plug cap. Right, candle. Okay, don't run the carburetor on the H needle too lean, and the clutch shoes are rubbish. Alright, well thanks Mr. Nobody. I'll take that information on board. Thanks very much. What's this one here? Look, brand new comment 4 hours ago. Jesus. From Andrew Williams. On YouTube, there's a video from HPI of the release of the Savage Octane V2 at the 2016 Nuremberg Toy Fair. And guess what? They moved the ignition module to the same place that you have put yours. Good shout, mate. Thank you very much, Mr. Andrew Williams. Much appreciated. Those two comments on videos I've done of the Savage Octane. Very, very cool RC car that I acquired a couple of weeks ago now. I actually swapped it for my twin engine. I had a twin engine nitro truck, Hot Bodies GTX2. Very cool truck. I was never intending to actually get another car. The whole idea was to get rid of... Sorry, something in my eye. The whole idea of that was to make some space, basically. Get rid of some cars. I've been trying to clear out. I've been trying to get rid of cars. And I wanted $1 for it. But then the opportunity came up to swap it for a Savage Octane, a working Savage Octane. And me being me, of course, I said yes. So really, I haven't gained any space. But I've gained a really cool RC car. And there's going to be loads of that coming up on this channel. I've only just got it. I've run it once and the clutch shoes melted themselves to the bell. So I've unmelted them. And I'm still anticipating going and give it a first proper run. But that'll be coming up soon, don't worry about it. Right, next one down. 6 hours ago from Raw RC. That was an issue with those. Good call on the relocation. He's on about the ignition module as well. I'm going to call it a coil because really that's what it is. That was an issue with those. Good call. Relocating it will be good to see that run. That's pretty much the same. But they're an hour apart. That's weird. Hello RC lover. Enjoying your content. Thank you for keeping it real. Buzz Buggies RC. Cheers, Buzz Buggies. That's a very nice comment. I appreciate that massively. I do. I have a Hyper 7 for sale. In fact, a few of... What's this one bloody about here? Oh, he's replying to someone. Oh, because I replied to that and I said... so someone said here, love your videos, man. Do you have any buggies that you would sell? And I put, not at the moment, I'm afraid, sorry. So someone else here is trying to sell him car. Well, I'll leave them to it. That's they can sort it out between themselves. I'm not a moderator. Great. Another great video. One question: how many nitros do you have now? How many do I have? Well, I've got a Techno and an S-Works buggy, both with Nova engines in them. Very cool buggies. Very good engines. Them Nova engines as well. Several videos on them. Very cool buggies. And then we've got, what else have I got? I've got the two Savages, Savage SS and a Savage 21. So that's 4 nitro cars. And that one, the Hyper 7. Very, very cool. This one I revived recently. Got it off a mate of mine. You know the backstory because I told you it, but if you wasn't watching the video when I revived this and got it going, it was in a mate of mine. It was in his shed for God knows how long, a number of years, and I hadn't spoken to him for about 10 or so years, and all of a sudden I needed a digger to dig up my garden. So I knew he had a little company hiring out plant and building services, etc. So I said, have you got a mini digger? He said, yes. I said, can I hire it off you? He said, yes. So I did, and we got talking, and we were talking about RC cars back in the day when we were kids. And then he said, I've got Hyper 7. Do you want to buy it? And I said, yes. And that's how I ended up with this. So I got this going again. It's got Spectrum radio gear in it, and I had a bit of a mishap with it actually, but I'm yet to actually give it its first drive. That should be this weekend, hopefully. Had a bit of a mishap with it when I was trying to get it to run. I actually leant on the high-speed needle and snapped it off. There's the other bit of it there. Look. Yeah, I snapped it off. So I put on it an OS carburetor. So we've now got a Mach 28 with an OS carb on it. And I have been reading the comments from last week, and some people say that carburetor is going to be fantastic on that Mach 28 engine, which I do agree with, by the way. Other people say it's not going to be any better because the carburetor is too good for the engine, so the engine won't be able to keep up with what the carburetor can deliver. I don't know until I run it, but I do think it'll make it run 10 times better than the original Hobeo carburetor. Okay, let's next one down. Hi, I'm from Switzerland. This series on HP on the Savage Octane is very cool. Thanks for sharing. That's Serial Crasher. Nice. Switzerland. Oh look, he's done 2 of the same comment then, 10 hours ago. You know, I've always wondered about placing an ignition module or coil. I replied to this one. Yeah, I replied to this one. Now, I've always wondered about placing the smaller, this is from 400 TDI, in a Faraday. You want to put it in a Faraday box, basically, to stop it interfering with the transmitter. Now, I did say in a video that I've moved the ignition coil on the Savage Octane to a different place. That different place being there, because originally when they come brand new, they're in this box, and the receiver's in that box, and the coil and receiver literally are next to each other, touching each other. Now, I thought, the minute I see that setup, I thought to myself, surely there would be some EMF, like a magnetic field interference, basically, around that coil. Because if you were alive back in sort of 80s and 90s, you may remember being in your car, or your mum and dad's car, if it was petrol. If it was diesel, it wouldn't have happened. But if it was petrol, and you had your radio on, either AM or FM, listening to music, you may have heard some interference sometimes, like a goes along with the engine revs as you change gear, like a whistling sound. That was interference from the ignition system, the points and condenser coil, but that was interference from that. And if you had CB radio in your car, you would have got the same interference. There's many ways to get rid of that, by the way, before some of you already jump on the bandwagon there and say, well, if you grounded it properly and all blah blah blah. But my point is, ignition coils create interference. They just do. Even if they're very, very, very well manufactured and sealed up, they can still create interference, especially with the receiver being so close to it. I never experienced it. The short amount of time I ran it with a Futaba receiver, I didn't experience any interference, but it was only a short time. But I did think to myself, I don't quite like that being close to it. I don't like it being in a box and all that kind of stuff, and I don't like the wires being kinked. And then I read something online on the internet when I was looking up how much a new coil is to buy, about them interfering with the receiver. So I thought to myself, that's a brilliant idea anyway. I've had, everyone, it has actually a thing, so I moved it. But not just for the interference things. The other reason I moved it was because being in there, it might get hot. But the main reason for me for moving it there was because these wires, I've mentioned it before, but they kink, and if you kink a wire, it will break it. So with a wire, you need it to be as wide of a bend as possible. So I literally just took it out, plenty of wire, and I stuck it there. It's temporarily cable tied on its own, but in the future I might get a little plastic box to put it in, drill some holes in it for ventilation, or I'll do something with it. But temporarily now, well, you know how it goes, temporarily, permanently, it's just cable tied onto there. HT leads cable tied onto there. Got a nice wide bend, and there's a nice wide bend on those two wires there. Nothing is kinked, so I reckon that is going to be brilliant. So there we go. Let's see, what have we got next? Oh, we're on the same. Right, 400 TDI, yep, done that one. Expecting a bit of 4x4 nitro goodness, proceeds to sit for half an hour. Proceeds to sit for half hour after the video, contemplating the concept of internal monologue. Love this channel, man. Ha ha ha. Came from the moon, 2062. Hello there, dude. No idea who that chap is, but in one of the videos I was talking about your internal monologue, your voice in your head. Some people don't have a voice in their head. I've got a voice in my head. It changes accent depending on who I'm spending time around. If I'm spending time at work and everybody's foreign, the bloody voice in my head becomes their accent. If I'm spending time at work, and I normally work with a lot of Irish people as well, the bloody voice in my head becomes Irish. If I'm left alone and I'm just me, the voice in my head is me. But it's constantly chattering away, constantly talking to me, going blah 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 all the time. Can't stop it, just will not shut up unless I lay down and relax, and then it goes to bed, goes to sleep, happy days. Some people don't have it, and I learned some people, when you think, it comes up as writing. And also someone did comment that. Someone commented that when they think, it comes up as writing on a bit of paper like a typewriter. Man, that must be pretty mad. Being silent up there. I want to know, does it click? Like a typewriter? Dunno. But some people have nothing. Some people just don't think in their head. Some people think loads like me. Some people have writing come up with no noise. Absolutely crazy the way the mind works. Put in the comments to this video about your internal monologue. The voice in your head is called an internal monologue. You just think. It doesn't tell you what to do. If you've got voices, well, maybe, but it's just you really thinking to yourself. You go in a shop and you think in your head out loud. I'm going to talk to you, but you think in your head out loud. Shall I get 2 pints of milk? Or shall I get 4 pints of milk? Shall I buy some jam donuts? Let's have a look over here. Oh, that's nice cheese. Oh, mild cheese, mature cheese. You know what I mean? You think to yourself in your head. You're not saying it out loud, you're thinking in your head. That's your internal monologue. And it fascinates me. I love the brain. Blimey, I've got breaking news. Breaking news. I literally just went inside to get something to drink, come back, and we've got a new comment. 2 minutes ago, from Lewis, I think that's been Lewis Scotto or whatever bloody this is. Nice. I just purchased one. A .25 also needs an engine and servos, but all there. Always wanted one and scored it for $60. An American. Hello, Mr. American. Unboxing HPI Savage 25 subscriber fan mail. Bloody hell. Just got himself one. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Another American comment. I love it. The fact that I can stand here in England and I can make a little video like this. Hello. Put it on the interweb. And anyone from around the world can watch it. That is absolutely mad. And I love it. I love hearing where all of you are from. So please, put in the comments, where are you watching this now? Where in the world are you? We've had all parts of it. We've had Michigan, We haven't had an Orlando. If you're in Orlando, Florida, let me know. But we've had Florida, just not Orlando. We've had different places. We've had Texas, Tennessee, Mississippi. I want to go to Mississippi. That seems like an awesome place to go to. San Francisco. I want a San Francisco. If you're from San Francisco, comment it, because I want a San Francisco. We've had Canada. We've had all the other parts. We've had Holland, Australia. We've even got Australia. Oh, it's just mad. Absolutely mad. And yeah, massively appreciate you all. Right, what else we got down here? 11 hours ago. George Neal. What's the Skyline on the shelf? What's the Skyline on the shelf? I'm looking around, I'm thinking, Skyline on a shelf? Where's a bloody Skyline on a shelf? And then I realised, a Skyline on a shelf. Hobby Wing. Yeah, man, this is fantastic. This is some sort of Skyline, and what it is it's an electric. It's underneath my strimmer. Look, it's an electric drift car. Been on the shelf there for quite some time. Now, my original plan was, I tell you what, let's get the car down. We'll have a look at the car, and then I'll tell you what my plan was. I mean, it's no secret because I did go on about it quite a lot back in the day. So this is very dusty, some sort of Skyline. Don't know what era it come from, but it's a Skyline nonetheless. Now the car itself, I don't know what the actual brand or model of the actual car is, because it was sent to me in the PO box many years ago, and then there was two of them. One of them was built like this one. This is the one that was built mainly, but it didn't have a servo, didn't have a motor, didn't have an ESC. It was just a rolling chassis. And there was the other one that was all in bits. And I think this and a couple of other shells come with it. And this was my favourite one, that's why I kept it. And the things come off it. And that's why I kept it on it. Because my plan, and it still is my plan, but you know how life goes. Sometimes your plans, they don't happen. They get a little bit slow. Things, life, everything takes over. Plans don't actually happen, which is why I don't really like to mention my plans, because it's probably not going to happen. I only mention a plan if it's definitely going to happen. But anyway, let's go to the topic. My plan was to be able to buy a piece of land somewhere and make a nitro track, make a buggy track with jumps, dirt track, and also I wanted to make like an outdoor drift track for electric and nitro drifters, because I love drifting. Dabbled in real full size drifting with the E36 a couple of years ago. Well, not a couple, probably about, what were you, 2010? About 13, 14 years ago. And had a S15 and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, let's do a bit of RC drifting. So I was getting everything geared up to be able to buy that piece of land and do the track. But it just never happened. Land is expensive and I'm always skint. So what I done was I put a motor in it, put an ESC in it. I've got this Futaba. I didn't even realise it was Futaba. Jesus, alright. Got a Futaba receiver on there. I've forgotten all about that, to be honest. Bloody hell. I was wondering where that other receiver went, and there I know. There it is. R204GFE. Nice. I'll probably stick that on top of that servo with a little sticky pad. And there's my little on and off switch. It's an unfinished project, but it's really cool, and I wanted to do some RC drifting and eventually have my own track where I could invite people over, you know, could have some little drift sessions. But that's what that is, my friends. There we go. Don't know what the name of the actual chassis is, what kind of car it is, I don't know. I think it's probably a Chinese special. I don't know, it could not be, but who knows. But either way, it's very, very good. I do like it a lot. And I did do a little bit of drifting, had a little go of it outside on the road, because we've got a nice smooth tarmac road where we live. Very ideal for little drift cars like that. And it drifts and it's very, very smooth. A lovely little car. I'm still on the quest to do that. That's my overall goal. I'm not going to say it's a plan now, because plans don't necessarily happen. I don't like mentioning plans that don't happen, because then people expect it and when it doesn't happen I just feel bad. It's disappointing. But my goal is a goal now, before I die I suppose, or before I'm massively old, is to be able to buy a piece of land somewhere reasonably local to where I am, so I haven't got to travel far, and just have some tracks on it. You know, I'm not on about a massive enterprise business or whatever. I just want a piece of land, put a track on it, make a track for buggies and whatever else. A little outdoor drift track, you know, smooth tiles or whatever it has to be. I'll make it. I'm not stupid. I know how to make a track. And just be able to invite people over, YouTubers, make videos, whatever. You know, that's my goal. It's bloody difficult to get there, but that is my goal. So all of you lot that are even subscribed are helping a bit. Those of you that are channel members, which are, by the way, there are currently 17 channel members, so appreciate you all. But there are 3 of you which pay for being shouted out. So because these 3 pay to be shouted out, they're the 3 that are going to get mentioned. The S-Works Racer, Alfie Fury, very long time channel member, he keeps rejoining. Look, they're all rejoining. And Nitro Aaron, thank you very much. You are helping me massively. And if you want to become a channel member, you can. All you got to do is click on the join button. There's also a specific section if you want to really help me get the ball rolling with this track. When you select your level of what you want to do, you can click on contribute to my goal. Now that is a little bit more expensive monthly membership, but it helps me out even more, because it's just, well, it's obviously a bit more money, so it'll help me get more funds together to be able to go and buy this piece of land and make this track. It is my goal, alongside running a family and doing everything else. But I will get there. I am determined to get there. And with the help of you lot, we can get there. And it goes without saying, channel members will be welcome at any point, at any time, for free. Anyway, that's enough comments and all that kind of stuff. Subscribers, thanks again. There are 7,508 of you at the moment of me filming this. So that is brilliant. Thanks again. And if you're liking, if you see this video and you think, what's this all about? Have a look on the channel and go back a few videos and watch a few. You might like what I do. And if you do, think about sticking around, you know. Because, why not? It's good fun here. That's enough comments and stuff. I'm going to go and do some stuff. I'm trying to have a little bit of a tidy up, because everything's just a mess at the moment. I've got engines all over the bench. I've got batteries. These batteries, they come with the Savage Octane, and I've been cycling them a little bit, trying to get them to come back to life, because they were completely dead. There wasn't even any potential in there at all. And, well, potential is voltage, by the way. There wasn't nothing in them. So I've been putting them on the chargers, cycling them up and down, trying to get them to come back to life. We've got that carburetor I've got to mend. Got an OS one-way bearing here. I've got exhausts. I've got welding screens that I'm going to have to repair. This is one that it stopped working. This is from my welding.
I don't know where you are, but you can show me. Go to privacy settings, select location services, scroll to Siri, and allow location access.
That's why I don't like technology. It's always bloody listening. And when it does stuff like that, that is a glitch in its software. It was listening to me. I haven't got Siri turned on. Don't like it. Don't have it listening to me. I don't like it. It's off in the settings. But it's always listening. Words just can't explain the world we live in. It's an absolute shambles. Anyway, as I was saying, my welding screen stopped working, so I had to buy a new filter for it. But this is the old one. I took it apart, it's got 2 batteries in it, so I'm going to replace them. It's one of the projects, this is like the project corner. This is like everything that I do on the bench. If I get something different, I think, oh, I need space on the bench, so I just like throw it all, swipe it all to the corner. This was a couple of engines that I had. Oh dear. Someone sent me loads of these Pro 28 engines, or I say loads, there was 2, and some bits and bobs and stuff, and I was putting them together, and I was going to get one of the engines to run from all the parts, and I started it. What one did I start to do? Was it that one? Oh, it's this one, because I put the crank in it, put the piston in it, liner. Yeah, this was the one I was going to get to run. Got a choice of 3 different heads. Choice of, there should be 2 carbs somewhere. Another crank there. Backplate. Exhaust manifold. That's that OS one-way bearing. Oh, another one. Oh, that's the OS one. That's the OS one-way bearing. That's not. I don't know what that is. But yeah, but then I just never got round to it, and it's just kind of sat in the corner. So I'm having a little bit of a sort out, clearing things up, because it's just a total mess. I might still continue with this little project, but at the moment I haven't got time to stand here doing that. I've got other stuff to do. As I say, I've got real car things to be doing, but I just need a bit of a tidy up, because when things are a mess, when you've got mess, it's like static. You know, like when you've got on the old TVs when the signal wasn't very good, and you'd have your favourite programme on, and you could see the pictures, you could see the people, you could hear it, but there was this static on the picture, you know, and so you couldn't quite see, and the picture was quite faint, but you couldn't quite see because all the static all around it, and the noise, the voices would be going, and you just about hear the programme. That's what it's like in my head when there's mess, because believe it or not, mess is alright, but when there's loads of it, and you've got it all on the bench, you know, you want to try and do stuff, but then you've got stuff everywhere, and then you're thinking, what's this and that and this and that? Static. I've got both of these batteries discharging. We're going to see how long they both take. This one's discharging now. I've done them both. I pressed the buttons both at the same time. They're both at 0.8 amps, so this one is actually discharging at 0, so I don't know what's going on with that one. This one's discharging at 0.7. So we'll see, and they're set to cycle 3 times. Discharge, or discharge, charge, discharge, charge. Yeah, 3 times each, and they should end up, because the last cycle, the last part of it is charge, so they should end up fully charged 100% at the end of the whole thing. So we'll see which one is going to finish first. They're both exactly the same battery. One was for the ignition module, one was for the receiver and the Savage Octane, but as I say, when I got them, there was no good. So we'll see if we can get them back to life. Hopefully we can, because it is possible, as long as they're not too far gone. Just going through a lot of the stuff, trying to work out what I'm going to throw away, what I'm going to put in some sort of storage box somewhere, and what I'm going to do now, and what I'm going to mend now. This is the transmitter that goes to the Savage Octane, and when that was posted to me, the transmitter was lying at the bottom, and obviously it's just smashed to smithereens. So the person I got it from he did send me another box full of transmitters. I don't know, I'm assuming he just felt bad that one got smashed, so he literally sent me a little message and said, look, I've got a few transmitters, I'm going to put them in a box, I'm going to send them to you. Hopefully you better use one of them. Well, he sent me this, and I think there's 13 of them in total, transmitters. 12 or 13, whatever. And yeah, so I've definitely got an abundance of transmitters now, more than I will need for the time being. Some of them are good, like this old Jaguar. There's a Losi one back there as well, look. But me being me, I don't like to throw something away if it can be mended. And I reckon I can mend this. This is the receiver for it. So if I can mend the transmitter, then I'll have a full piece of radio gear for something or another. So I haven't actually got any super glue. I did have a little bottle of super glue, but for some reason it's glued itself shut, and then I put a hole in it, and the glue inside it was rock hard. Well, not rock hard, but it was setting, so obviously there was a bit of an air leak in it. But I'm going to get some glue next time I go down to shops, and I reckon I'll better piece this back together like that. You won't even know that it's been broken, and I can glue that in there. I don't think the wires have come off. If they have, I can just resolder them, but I reckon we're alright. I don't reckon we've got any actual internal damage. I think it's been snapped in half. So I'm going to mend that, and then well, yeah, that'll be that. So that's the project for the bench. These are still going. 16 minutes they've been going for now. That one's charging now. That one's charging at 800 milliamps. That one is charging at 800 milliamps. Both been charging for 16 minutes and 40 seconds. Well, this one's still discharging. That one's still discharging, but that one's decided to charge. So that means they were... Oh, hello. Connection break. But I moved that one. So this one's got a problem with it. I didn't touch this one. Let me sort this out. Well, the experiment of them being together is not going to work. This one, for some reason, all of a sudden decided it didn't want to be cycled anymore. It wouldn't. The charger wanted to keep discharging it because it was saying it still got some charge in it, but the battery was lighting up, and it kept doing doing something, shorting out or doing whatever it was doing, making the charger say there was a connection break. So I've put it on just a straight charge now. It's not on a cycle, it's just on a charge, and it's charging at 700 milliamps. So I reckon it's 6.98 volts. So we'll see what it's going to do. Hopefully they'll come around, because these hump packs are extremely handy, and I had 2 spare ones that I used on, you know, cars that I get in, because in case you didn't know, that's what I do. I find old nitro cars that haven't been run for over how long, find them on eBay from word of mouth, people here and there. I mend them, get them going, and then I sell them on. If I find a good one, I might keep it, but I try not to keep these cars now, because I just ended up with a massive collection of cars that I never used. They were sitting on shelves, deteriorating, rotting away. No good. They need to be used, otherwise it's pointless having them. So I'll just get them, revive them, sell them on. So it's handy to have some hump packs to put in them for receiving, for the testing and all that kind of stuff. And I've put my 2 spare ones in the Savage Octane because it needs 2 batteries. So if I need to put a hump pack in this Hyper 7 ready for its test drive tomorrow. I've got this Philips hi-fi system from some point in the 1980s. I'm going to put this up for sale on the internet. I can't sell it. I've been trying to sell it through just word of mouth, you know, just tell people about it, advertise it. I put a little advert in the local corner shop on the window saying old Philips hi-fi system for sale, but I've not had anyone call me up yet about it, so I'm going to have to resort and put it on the internet. And I reckon it might go if I stick it on the internet, but it's in mint condition. I found it in my loft, and it even smells of the 1980s. I did a video of it, it's on my other channel, so if you want to see it, go and have a look at that. But I'm going to have to put this on the internet, I think, and get rid of that. Anyway, I've got plenty of stuff to be getting on with today. Thanks for watching. Treat people nice. Treat people how you want to be treated, and we should all have a very nice, happy life. Don't try and change people just because you see someone and you think, I don't like the way they're doing things, I want to change them. No, just leave them alone. They are them and you are you. We should all be able to just accept each other's differences and get along with each other. That is life. That's why the world is flavourful as it is. I'll see you later on. All the best.